3 days into the legislative week, the House of Representatives has directed the Federal Ministry of Education and WAEC to suspend the planned take-up of computer-based testing, CBT, in 2026 WASC until 2030. The decision followed a motion by Honorable Kelechi Nwogo, who warned that most schools, especially in rural areas, lack computers, internet access, power supply, and trained teachers for the CBT system. Lawmakers urged the ministry to use the next 4 years to provide necessary facilities and training, while committees engage stakeholders and report back within 4 weeks.
We are further aware that, unlike JAM, no candidate is expected to write less than 9 subjects, including practical, objectives, and theory. Worried that it is wrong to start this policy now without adequate preparation, suggesting that the Federal Ministry of Education and Examination Body should have at least 3 years projection to commence the policy by 2029-2030 academic year. Concerned that the outcome of the WAEC result of students who are considered to be leaders of tomorrow using CBE will be devastating if allowed to commence, leading to massive failure, frustration, drug abuse, and other social vices.
The House also addressed the nation's revenue crisis, noting that Nigeria loses over 8 trillion naira annually through tax incentives, waivers, and exemptions, in a motion moved by Honorable Ibrahim Mohammed.
Further aware that the federal government projects total revenue foregone from tax incentives at a whopping 12.4 trillion between the years 2023 and 2026, while the nation's tax-to-GDP ratio remains at only 10.6%, one of the lowest in Africa. Concerned that indiscriminate and poorly monitored tax waivers undermine fiscal stability, starve government of revenues for infrastructure, healthcare, education, and further worsen Nigeria's rising debt burden.
Responses to emergency cases have been characterized by frequent rejection of patients, ill-equipped private hospitals, delays, and lack of awareness of patient rights under the National Health Act, NHA, which results in patient death. An example is the death of an Arise TV presenter and news producer, Somye Madugu, where death resulted due to delays and rejection by the hospital. The House also disturbed that avoidable deaths have occurred for far too long, and there is no monitoring as private hospitals spring up everywhere without proper emergency response facilities.
Other adopted motions include the immediate establishment of a committee by the Federal Ministry of Health and Social Development to ensure hospitals nationwide have the capacity to handle emergencies, moved by Honorable Rodney Mbawe. The need to reduce fertilizer and farm input prices, moved by Honorable Yusuf Galambi, and the urgency to look into the filthy state of FCT environment and dysfunctional street lights, moved by Honorable Umar Ajilo.
Also worried, the escalating cost of crucial agricultural inputs such as fertilizer, pesticides, etc., are indispensable for crop production that could potentially compromise both the dry and wet farming season. Aware that many parts of Nigeria are already grappling with food shortage, with inflation making basic food unaffordable for many, as prices of goods and services have continued to rise. Also aware that federal government has taken steps towards regulating food prices, but the price of food in the market is not standing alone, because it is a combination of other factors, with fertilizer and other farm inputs being of them.
The security and safety implications of dysfunctional streetlight, which created a conducive environment for criminal activities, such as armed robbery, kidnapping, vandalism, endangering the lives and property of citizens, making roads and pedestrians walkway extremely hazardous at the night, leading to an increase in incidents and fatalities. Mr. Speaker, the House resolved that to constitute an ad hoc committee to comprehensively investigate the immediate and remote causes of persistent waste management crisis and the chronic dysfunctional streetlight across the SPT.
A bill to amend the NAFDAC Act to include regulation of herbal drugs sponsored by Honorable Jesse Okejo Onokalusi was passed for second reading. In party news, two NPP lawmakers from Kano, Abdul Momin Jibrin and Sagir Goki, defected to the APC, citing internal party crisis following a similar PDP defection in Kaduna.
These persistent conflicts have created an environment that is no longer conducive for productive political engagement or for the pursuit of the collective aspiration of my constituents. After wide consultations with my constituents, political associates, and stakeholders across various levels, I have resolved that aligning with the All Progressive Congress APC will better enable me to continue to provide effective representation and to contribute meaningfully to national development. My dear brother and colleague, congratulations for coming to the greatest party in Africa. You have made the right choice.